All right. Fire them up!
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Genre of Your Life podcast, episode number 82, a podcast, your go-to podcast for all things movies, entertainment, and TV. A podcast where you don't have to wait a year to see us in IMAX like the Odyssey. You'll see us on your beautiful home screen like this, or your tablet, or your computer. But Nick, don't worry, my friend, we'll be at IMAX opening weekend for the Odyssey.
Oh, you already know.
I'm full transparency. I'm trying to plan these opening lines during the day where I'm like, how can I open the show? But of course, as always, I am one of your hosts, Doug Jones. With me as always is my right-hand man, my ride or die, one of my best friends in the world, the amazing co-host. It is the incredible, wonderful Mr. Nick Johnson. What's going on, Nick?
Much, man. Glad to be here as always, man. Let's get it started. I definitely got some things I want to say.
Oh man, we have a triple action-packed episode for you all this week. It's going to be a smorgasbord, random assignments of different things this week. But hey, it's why you love us. It's why you're here on the show every week. So of course, we are happy that you all are here. If you're new to the show, welcome to the podcast. If you're returning, welcome back. We are so glad you're here for 4 seconds with us, or thirds, or fourth, or fifths even. But we are really glad you are back with us on this podcast. Of course, you can find us on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, or your favorite podcast platform of choice. You can see our beautiful faces on our YouTube page on a video element of the show, youtube.com/Midway Avenue Productions. Whether you're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, or YouTube, subscribe, rate, follow the show. Give us a review and rating. Want to hear from you guys. Spotify has been picking up a little bit, which is really cool. We got a few more ratings on Spotify. Not as favorable as Apple Podcasts, but you know what? We'll still take. Hey, all press is good press, so we appreciate it. And we are currently at, I want to say, right here, we are at 783, my man, on YouTube. So we are a sub, which is crazy, and we're just 217 away from that 1,000 mark, and that 1,000 mark opens doors for us in terms of monetization, more sponsorship, more in terms of getting more events, and get more kind of just coverage for us to do more festivals like South by, more screenings. More importantly, though, if you're on Apple Podcasts, again, our summer goal is to get to 200 ratings on Apple Podcast. I think we're at 35 still, so help us get to that goal. Ideally by the end of summer, if not end of the year. Like I said, Apple Podcasts really is a big source of, I would say, definitely more people view that for analytics and, for coverage, stuff like that too. But whatever you're on, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, please subscribe, rate, share us with a friend, family friend, movie friend, anyone, janitor, coworker, neighbor, your sponsor, priest. Definitely want to hear from you guys because, again, your feedback truly means the world to us. And we are so grateful that you are part of this community and part of the show. So thank you all so much. All right, Nick, my friend, you are, like I said, as we all know on this podcast, you are the DC and Marvel expert like no other. But more importantly, you are the Superman fan that we all deserve and strive to be. And since the last time we've done the podcast, you have now seen probably your most anticipated movie of the year, if not maybe ever, with Superman 2025 by James Gunn.
I was telling someone today, I was like, I've basically been waiting for this movie since it was announced like 2 or 3 years ago, man. So I've seen it twice so far, and I loved it both times. So I'm not like fanboying out like too much. I loved it. I think writer director slash co-CEO of DC Studios, James Gunn, he did his thing with this movie. I feel like this movie, it captured Superman perfectly. It had its James Gunn isms, if you will. Like sometimes it was a little bit, like they would lean a little bit more into the comedy, but that, for me, it didn't ruin it at all. I think David Cornsweet, he did a really good job as Superman and as Clark Kent. Rachel Brosnahan, like she killed it as Lois. Jimmy was all, like, everybody at the Daily Planet was fantastic. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was incredible. Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific stole the show. There was a couple of people I was like, even if you don't even if you don't really care about like Superman or like the comic book stuff, you gotta at least see it for at least partially for Eddie Gathegi's Mr. Terrific, because I thought he was really cool in X-Men First Class, but they did him hella dirty.
Hella dirty.
And they, James Gunn certainly made up for it in this movie. Mr. Terrific was just such an amazing character. And my favorite line of his is towards the end. I'm not gonna spoil too much about it. I don't know how to catch myself for those of you who haven't seen it yet. But he had this line. He said, "I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific." I stood up in the theater. I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" Pardon my language, but it's a great line. And he had a bunch of amazing scenes. The Kents were fantastic. Just them kind of how they handled Superman's heritage, so to speak. I thought that was really cool. The Element Man, he was cool. He was in the trailer. Yeah. Oh man, I think, yeah, this movie's up there, man. I think I would give it. It's like 8.99 out of 10. Yeah, I freaking love this movie, man. It was fantastic. Oh, the Justice Gang. As the Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl. I think Isabella Merced. She played the, I believe her iteration is the Kendra Saunders version of Hawk Girl. I'm more familiar with the Shira Hall version from the animated Justice League series, but
me too.
Each and every person in this picture right here killed it. Like this, it was like a live action comic book movie in all of the best ways. I love this movie. I love everything that they did with it. I still love I still love the Snyder version of everything. That's always going to hold a special heart. But yeah, it was just fantastic. You can like this and like the Snyder versions of it. Like,
you read my mind.
It doesn't need to be like, well, I only like James Gunn version, or I only like version. My thing is just, I love comic books. I love the comic book characters. So like any iteration, it's just really cool to see it on the big screen. And one thing I really liked about this movie is, because I remember when he made Smith, the image that he used was the All-Star Superman image where he's sitting on the cloud looking back at the camera. This does feel like All-Star Superman, but mostly not as far as certain plot points, but as far as like the tone and the vibe, because this was very, it was very much like it's a brighter Superman, like it's a lot more their sci-fi concepts that we weren't even seen in the Superman movie before, let alone like other comic book movies. But no, I thought it was fantastic. There was a scene with Clark and Pa Kent, which melted my fucking heart. It was insane, man. I don't think I almost teared up at a comic book movie before, at a superhero movie before. So this was, man, I loved it. Crypto was fantastic, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is shit. This is peak Superman, low key. I have like the smallest nitpicks.
What is it?
But even the nitpicks, even with these nitpicks, it's still damn near a 9 out of 10 for me.
What I mean, it's been out now for 2. I think we're 14 days removed. I think you're safe to go in spoilers. Were they nitpicks that were regarded as spoilers?
Damn, I guess not. Yeah, get into it. So for me, like my first viewing, again, I love the Daily Planet staff. I loved all of that, but I did want to see more of a dynamic between Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen, because in the comics, Jimmy Olsen is Superman's best pal or whatever. But I've never really felt that in the movies, and I like in the comics I did, but like excited to see it on the big screen. My thing with this was he and Jimmy, they didn't interact as much as I wanted them to.
Okay.
Jimmy still had a very significant role, you know what I mean? And how I felt about like Clark and Jimmy, them not interacting as much. I did also want to see more of an interaction with Clark and the Daily Planet. I wanted to see more of that Clark Kent journalist life, but at the same time, there was a lot going on in this movie, and it was the movie, so this was just an introduction. and everything. So, and like, in the sequels and the future movies, I'm sure that we'll see him interact more with like Jimmy and Cat and what's his name, Ron Troop and Steve Lumber, thing like that. Um, Another nitpick again, like I've kind of been saying this since day one. It's the suit. There's I like the suit, but just for me, I'm like, I think I'm kind of caught up on the whole. I want it to look like I want the suit to look cool. Like
Yeah.
this is it's a fun suit. In certain shots, I really like it. In some shots, I don't like it quite as much. I like what he's going for a little bit, like how it pays homage to every era of Superman. It's got a little bit of the New 52 look combined with the Kingdom Come logo. It's got the trunk. Like honestly, yeah, see, like it actually looks really cool, and I love the way that the cape hangs off. I like that they got the emblem on the back of the cape.
Me too.
If I was just if this was me, I'm not a major filmmaker like James Gunn, but if I just was able to like, hey, you know what, guys, let's maybe do this with the suit instead. I would have it be a little bit more form fit, maybe take some of the lines out, keep the texture, keep the Kingdom Come logo, take the trunks off,
Yep.
and yeah, that's basically it. But at the same time, Corn Sweat had the idea like I feel like this iteration of Superman would make himself look a little bit more goofy just so he doesn't scare everybody. So it's like I don't like the well, I'm not like 100% with the visuals of the suit all the time. I do really like and appreciate the psychology behind it because, like, when he broke it down, I said, no, Clark Kent would do something like that because he just to protect everybody. So and he wants to like make everybody feel safe. So it's like I get it, but it's just that little like Nick Johnson. I can't help but tweak at this a little bit, but other than that, man, like that's really it. Because my favorite on screen Superman suit is S version. Yeah, because it like that's the one right there. It used to be like the Man of Steel version. That was my first favorite Superman suit, and then BVS came out. They made like these little tweaks and adjustments to it, which I thought just kind of enhanced it. No suit for me has ever like topped that. But what James Gunn, Corn Sweat, and the forgive me, but the costume director, yeah, that suit's peak right there. I ain't gonna lie, because with this one, it's very recognizable as Superman, but it looks cooler, and it's like it doesn't have the trunks. It works for me, but blah blah blah. Superman by James Gunn was a phenomenal Superman movie. Oh man, and I cannot wait to purchase it on Blu-ray. I got the poster in my room right now.
Hell yeah, you do.
Yeah, Superman was fantastic. It was super. It was super, and I really liked it. I do wish that there wasn't like this weird divide between again like the Snyder fans and the Gunn fans. Because I'm a Snyder fan. I'm always gonna defend what Snyder did with his DC movies, but I still like this movie. And you don't have to like one.
You can like both
for the other. You can like both. You can. You don't have to like shit on one over the other. Basically, is what I'm saying. You can like whichever one you want.
You can like both. You can legit like both. You can legit like both. And yeah.
No, because it's also like it's one thing for there to be like a friendly rivalry between different comic book companies like Marvel and DC, but it's very strange to me that there's also a divide between like within the same group. Like it's but it's just weird. I feel like the passion that fans have has in cases turned into toxicity a little bit.
It's self-sabotage. Like you're hurting. It's like friendly fire. It's like we're arguing with
friendly fire
with each other. And you're right. And I feel like you are again as someone who has. You and I have had a long talk since college about what Snyder was doing, the mythology, stuff like that, what he was setting up, his writing, his approach to it. You, my friend, are the prime example of someone that you can like both. And I feel like there's a lot of people that we listen to who are professional YouTubers or critics, whatever. Yeah. They're just like nope. That I think a lot of people that we look up to or admire in terms of kind of just like what we do for this podcast, we're very like, nah, like not giving it a chance, not giving a fair chance. And
you
it's
got to
like,
give it a check. Because also, some people were trying to like shit on the movie before it came out. How you gonna have an opinion on a movie you ain't even
oh
seen
my
yet?
god.
Doug, literally just before I was on the phone with my cousin Trey. Shout out, I'm gonna send him this link, but he and I were talking about all of this, so it's just
Yeah, because you can like you can like both. And again, you and I have come you and I you me Moses have come from a group of people from college where people were like, oh that shit was whack. You see it? Nah.
man.
How is it whack? You haven't seen the movie yet. How is it whack? You haven't seen it yet.
I ain't gonna but bro, y'all from college, because what was that, like, not freshman year? No, this conversation was freshman year, but this dude, he became your roommate like the sophomore year. I was like, bro, to your point, you ain't even seen the movie yet, but you clowned on me for liking something you ain't even seen.
That is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to anything, but mostly movies and shows where like, oh man, that movie XYZ was whack. What? Oh, you didn't like it? Why not? I know, I didn't see it. It's like
everyone just says it's whack, bro. It's like, no,
watch
the movie first and then form your opinion. But even with that being said, like on the flip side of that, it's kind of like, okay, well, because I get it where it's like, maybe you see a trailer for a movie or you hear about a movie. Yeah, and it's like, I don't, based on what I've seen or heard, I don't want to see it. Okay, that's one thing, but you're not going to, that's garbage.
Is that, yeah.
Ain't the shit yet.
And
watch it first and then come back to me.
And you and I also know a lot of people, I think, in this space that we, again, this is not going to call anyone out, but I think it's like, it's all about having an open mind when it comes to stuff like this. Open mind with shows and movies, whatever. Go with open mind. You never know. I love being proven wrong about stuff in general, but also about movies. Like, I ain't seeing that shit. Now, that was great. Like, I love being proven wrong about stuff, especially movies. But I think you and I also, too, is that, like, I think we've known a few people, too, that, like, secretly enjoyed it. They're like, oh, man, that shit was ass. But like secretly, they liked it. They're like, it's trying to be contradictory, to be that, to be divisive or to be divisive.
Fronting.
They front. No, they front. They
front and they bullshit.
They bullshit. Yeah, it's true. So
say their names.
Oh man,
I'm teasing.
Where do I begin? That's the real question. Where do I begin, Moses? I'm kidding, Moses. I love you. I'm just giving.
Y'all know that Moses hates Man of Steel. Ain't that some crazy shit? He told me Man of Steel is my least favorite Superman movie of all time. I'm teasing. No, he loves Man of Steel.
You know what's funny? In the 10 years we've known each other, you, me, and Moses, I've only seen him have a negative reaction. He's a good audience. I mean, we're all good audience, but like I've only have seen him have a one bad reaction to a movie, and that was Saltburn. I have never seen him react to a movie the way he did with Saltburn, and that kind of shows you this man loves everything. I mean, again, we're definitely a good audience. I think all three of us are very, not lukewarm. We're very, I think we're very gentle when it comes to like reviewing movies, and we'll be honest when shit's ass, but I think we're very open-minded about stuff.
Open-minded, yeah.
Open-minded.
I'm wondering what Moses would think of Together.
That's one right. So speaking, great, Nick. This is why you were pro at this. Great segue. Speaking of Together, a movie that, oh man, talk about very divisive among you and I. This is the real BBS for you and I. Together is a movie that, oh man, that I cannot wait to talk about right now. Let's get into it. So we saw this movie back at South by. Go ahead, Nick.
No, this movie, Doug and I, we did not see eye to eye on it.
We weren't like this. We were not like this in the movie. I'm going to read the synopsis real quick, but I want you to tell the story of how our experience with it. And for some context, too, this movie was like the talk of the town during our week at South by. Like, I think it premiered after you and I saw the studio. I think it was like it was night one. I think it was like Simple Favor, the studio, and then this. But we had our party to go to. But this movie was the talk of the town, and then when you and I went to the Neon panel, that was really cool too, because they were saying how this movie, like, they haven't acquired a movie this fast in like company history when it premiered at Sundance this year. But it was talk of the town. It was like everyone was seeing this movie. Like it was like all the buzz. But for some context, if you haven't seen Together, it is the Neon, who is now 2-time best winning company between Parasite and now Anora. As Nick and I said before on the podcast as well in South by, Neon is kind of the new A24 in terms of kind of like not being quote unquote so mainstream and very coming up with some really ambiguous and ambitious, but more importantly, original storytelling. I'll say that right there. But Together follows is about after moving to the countryside, a supernatural encounter starts to transform a couple's love, their lives, and their flesh. And I kind of wish they didn't say that in the synopsis, but I would say before we begin, the less you know about this movie, the better. But Nick, please tell our audience how when this movie ended, what happened.
So, kind of like Doug was saying, we learned about it once we got there, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, we're going into this movie basically just completely blind. But we were hearing like, yo, man, this movie's crazy, man. This movie's kind of fucked up, da 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 da. And like, as far as like horror movies, I love when it's like fucked up. I love when it just kind of there, and I love, you know, going in blind, like I don't know what to expect. And I like seeing like twisted shit in horror movies, mind you. I'm not just like some weirdo out there, but this movie ended. I was on the edge of my seat this whole time. I loved every second of it. I was like, oh my God. Ironically, there were some things where I kind of wanted them to go a little bit further with. And so, you know, the movie's over, credits roll, and I turned to Doug, I'm like this. I was like, bro, what'd you think? What'd you think of it? And Doug just was like, Doug was like a statue, man. He just looked flabbergasted, horrified, confused, confounded, befuddled, bro. It was like I've never seen like this. I've never had a movie experience with Doug, and I'm getting a Amber Alert. No, public safety alert
about this movie.
Oh my.
Is there a dust storm? Dust storm coming?
Nah, something much more serious, but we don't get into that right now. But no, I've never seen Doug silent as a statue after a movie. I was like, bro, what'd you think? He was just like kind of like that. Like he didn't know what. And like again, I loved it because it was dark, it was twisted, it was fucked up. Yeah, this one.
I was like this. To our audio listeners, Google The Rock in the car meme to his face, because this is how and Nick's 100% right. Nick tells the story way better than I did because like I was silent. Yeah. We sat there, credits rolled. I just sat there, and you and I also love The Substance, and I think that was crazy because it's like, if you like The Substance, you should like this movie. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, it was just like Doug didn't have like nothing to say after it. And I was like, I was even when I saw that Doug didn't have anything to say, that I was kind of like, yo, this is wild. I never seen Doug like this before. But no, if you like The Substance, I would say this is like, it's like if they made The Substance a romance movie, like that would be my pitch. Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. But I loved it. The ending was just kind of like, God damn. Because even I was kind of like, I was like, they're not good. And then like they just, you know, they take it there, and I like that. But nah, this movie, yeah, it was wild, man. You know, date night movie, fellas.
Oh my God!
You're going on a first date. You're going on a first date with your lady. Take her to see this movie, Valentine's Day movie. I'm telling you.
Oh my God!
Because I will say this, like as visually fucked up as the movie is, as crazy as it is, there is like a deeper story underneath it. So I think that's also what I just really appreciated about it. You could watch it surface level, like it's this really fucking weird horror movie, but there's also, it's like all of the horror aspects of the movie were a metaphor for what was going on with these characters. You understand what I'm saying? Watch the movie, come back here, I'll break it down for you a little bit more. Take notes.
I would love there's no way in hell he'll see this movie. But I would love to do a deep dive into this movie if Moses ever saw the movie. You and I could do one for sure.
Moses could not handle this movie.
No, if he didn't like Saltburn, he's not gonna like this. And I think he said that he had no interest watching The Substance. And I think our friend Nino gave him shit for that. He goes, why not Moses? And Moses was like, I'm not seeing that. I think with certain movies like The Substance and Saltburn and like together, I don't think as his like I would say not comfort zone, but like in terms of movies,
it's not his forte.
It's a little too niche, a little too out there for him. I think. I think that's more a thing, but
yeah, and that's okay. Everyone has their preferences.
You're telling me though, are you going to take your lovely fiance to see this?
Hell no. Man. Are you crazy? Hell no.
I'm looking.
I'll tell her about it.
I'm looking forward to seeing Eddington with you and her because I feel like I've never seen an Ari Aster movie.
Eddington for sure. Because even with Eddington, I told her I was like, babe, it's Ari Aster. Okay, I'm just because she's like I'm kind of. I said, babe. It's Ari Aster. This man did Beau is Afraid, Midsommar. I think Hereditary was Ari Aster. Yeah, I'm like, you got to know that before going in. This ain't no just regular ass movie.
I can't wait.
Babe, it's Ari Aster.
I legit. Cause I know how you stand with Ari Aster, but I cannot wait to see what Kalen thinks. I'm looking forward to seeing it with you guys. I haven't seen it yet either, but like I'm looking forward to seeing it with you guys. I feel like this would be like how. I'm really curious, but you're right. But I think if you are an Ari Aster fan, if you like again The Substance, you like really like out there movies. To Nick's point too, if you like twisted, very like whoa, like body horror, like very David Cronenberg, like even like I would say Kubrick to a degree, but very David Cronenberg, very Ari Aster-esque. I'm trying to think another filmmaker that we can like reference this to, like, oh man, if you like this person. I wouldn't even say it like, cause I feel like, stuff like what's his name? What's Homeboy's name who did Nosferatu and The Witch?
Robert Eggers.
Thank you. I said when we did our review for Nosferatu, I said he's kind of the horror Wes Anderson. Like it's kind of like but not to this level of Together or The Substance or even Ari Aster. But this movie. I feel like I've seen so many movies this past year and this year alone of like couples having issues, which hits a little home for me for personal reasons. But I tell you what though, like this movie's definition of like couples counseling, couples commitment issues. I'll say that for sure. I saw a film last week called Oh Hi that like kind of dealt with commitment issues too, but this movie takes that to a whole new level. But if you get squeamish easily or get little like freaked out by body part kind of like body horror, I would say probably avoid this. But at the same time, like I said, I do think the less you know, the better. To Nick's point, too, is what we're kind of like keep this really kind of vague as possible, because I think the beauty of us being at South by is that we saw a lot of stuff that like we went in blind to. And I think it definitely enhanced the experience if we didn't like it or not. A film like this where I think you and I, again, and what's funny too is that this show, I mean, we, have said before on the show a lot too. For the most part, all three of us are usually on the same page about things. I would say 90 to 95% of the time. Like, there's never been a time where you and I are so completely opposite until this movie. Until this movie, and I feel like all three of us are like one might like it more than us, or like maybe a point and a half or half a point, maybe more. But for the most part, all three of us have a pretty similar taste when it comes to rating films and your enjoyment level to it. I think when it comes to, I think you and I were together for no pun together for Thunderbolts, where you and I were like, yeah, whatever. But I know Moses loved it. But for the most part, I think this movie, again, going back to what Neon does, and it was really cool. Shameless plug. We went to this really cool panel at South by about the heads of the development and production and marketing of Neon, and Neon just really believes in really ambiguous, original, really out there filmmaking, which I think that A24 had that title for so long, and they still agree. They still have it, with Ari Aster and Robert Eggers, or that focus. But for the most part, A24 still has a kind of like ambiguous, storytelling driven thing behind them. But to your point, they've gotten a bit more mainstream over their success over the years. But Neon has no problem showing you, hey, we're going to do this really kind of fucked up horror twisted movie, and just get all the people talking. And I know our friend Seth loved this movie. I'm looking forward to seeing what our friend Nino thinks of this movie, because I think he probably will love it like you guys did. But for me though, I think at times I'm not gonna say frustrated, but I was kind of like, what the fuck? I was kind of just like, I think I was a little too disturbed at times, where I was like, I'm not liking how I'm feeling, or I wasn't really enjoying this. But with the substance, it was kind of like, I'm so intrigued of like this premise and how it had so much to say about society and how we view aging actresses in Hollywood, experimental drugs. And Substance came out at a time where Ozempic was really becoming a huge thing in this country. So I think there's a lot of commentary on that. But Together is really about couples, couples having issues, couples really going through a lot of changes, no pun intended, sticking together, also no pun intended either. But it also like, it was a commentary on like, in a very kind of supernatural way about, how much do you love your partner? How much do you, how much do you see yourself in them, and vice versa to you? And I thought it was very kind of like that. I give props for, like, wow, it was kind of very how we kind of had this commentary was very like, into your point about also like just had a lot to say, but it wasn't like, so it wasn't pandering. It wasn't like, hey, this, whatever. And I see a lot of, I see a lot of films, or we hear a lot of reviews. People are kind of very just like, two on the head of like, oh, XYZ, and it's like, okay, you're pandering, or you're really
you're being like too on the nose about
too
something.
on the nose. That right
like,
there.
Yeah, this all like it's like I was saying earlier. It was all like visual metaphor. You know what I mean? So like by the end of the movie, it's kind of like, okay, I get it. Let me stop talking. I dead ass just almost.
I know it's tough.
I was about to go right into it, man.
It's tough.
But
it's
tough.
No,
yeah. Because
it's out there.
Because you mentioned the substance. I feel like the substance was the main thing about that was like self-image.
Yep.
How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself, and how do you want to be seen by other people?
Yep. Yes.
This movie was about. Again, just how do you handle? There was a metaphor for relationships. Like it's like how do you handle being like with someone? Sometimes even if like things are maybe a bit rocky, or like like the post, if you guys aren't necessarily seeing eye to eye on some things, and and that's all I'm gonna say about that, because the best horror film of the year, I should is up there. Hell yeah.
Until we see, well, I guess anything's more of a thriller, but I know we got Weapons coming up in a few weeks. We got Him coming out in a few weeks.
Wait for Him.
I can't, bro. Me too. The more I see the trailer, I'm like, I don't want to know anything else. Just show us the movie now. But I also gotta give props. I think Dave Franco and Alison Brie, them being married, definitely enhances their chemistry a lot in this. Like, you believe them like so well. And also too, I feel like I think both of them are very, I'm not gonna say too underrated, but like they're very versatile in their acting. They both come from comedy. They both come from comedy, chops in comedy. Like with Community, and then he was doing Jump Street movies, Neighbors. A lot of Seth Rogen stuff. But they're very good at kind of switching back and forth from like comedic to like horror to really kind of like out there stuff. But this, and again, even though I didn't like this movie as much as you did, I do think this movie, I had to give it props for originality, for how ambitious it was. And I've been saying this a lot last year and this year too. I think these past 2 years have been amazing for original filmmaking and indie filmmaking like this too. I feel like there's been such like a not surgeons, but a really just like maybe I would say maybe a renaissance of original filmmaking and low budget filmmaking too, that like hey, a lot of these films will be made at a studio level. Unfortunately, Netflix made, I don't know, maybe a streaming service, but places like Neon, places like A24, places like Sony Pictures Classics, Mubi, who did The Substance. Like, there are companies that will still invest in original indie and very wild original filmmaking like this. So I give props for that. I know it's currently sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which to me is like, that's kind of, to me, I'm like, whoa, 100% with 55 reviews. I'm really curious to see how, because I know it comes out wide next week, but it's been, having small screenings here and there as the premiere's been coming out since Sundance this year. What would you give it out of 10?
Ooh, I think I give it like an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
An 8 or a 9 out of 10, because everything that I feel it was trying to do, it did perfectly. And I have my own little nitpicks.
Yeah.
For sure, but even, like, those nitpicks were even just, it was just some stuff. Not even just some stuff. It was just one thing at the beginning where I was like, I was expecting them to go more into like XYZ, but at the same time, that's not really what the movie was about. So that's why I'm saying like 8, 9-ish, because I didn't feel like it was like really missing anything.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it fulfilled its goal.
Okay.
Like, the movie was trying to do this and it was trying to convey this. This is what it was trying to say. It did all of those things perfectly. And damn, do I love it. I should play this movie at home as like a prank on Caitlin.
Oh my
for
God.
Valentine's Day. Could you imagine like it's the honeymoon, like, yo, babe, let's watch this really romantic movie. It's got Dave Frank, Jump Street. I know you love Jump Street. We both love it, man. His wife Allison, perfect.
Man.
It's a wedding movie. Yo,
I know you're.
Of course, before the honeymoon ended.
I know what you're watching on your wedding night now. The day you get married. I know what movie you're watching. Other than BBS.
It's got to be this and Superman.
Yeah. Also, real quick before I get my score, I have to give a shout out to Damon. Was it Harriman? Harriman? Is that his name? Harriman? Damon Harriman?
Looks like Harriman, yeah.
Harriman. He played Charles Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and also Mindhunter.
And on Mindhunter.
Great actor. I thought he was great in this. I thought he was fantastic in this.
He was in this other movie I saw. It was called it was, because I remember it was I think it was called Nightingale. It was an A24 movie, and I believe Sam Claflin was in it as well.
What was it called?
The Night. Oh yeah, he was in that movie. He played just a really despicable character there. Oh, and this movie, because I heard it was A24, so I went into this movie thinking like, oh, A24, bet it's gonna be a fucking horror movie. It was not.
A thriller.
Yeah, it was like a thriller. It was some very heavy shit going on in that movie. Well-made movie for sure, but it's definitely not like, I wouldn't watch it to relax on like a Friday night. You know what I mean? Because it gets really heavy.
Oh boy.
And, but great movie. Again, another great performance. Yeah, this guy stays playing Charles Manson.
Yeah,
he's good at it. So
that was my, as much as I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I wanted to see more of him as Manson because he's like in there for like 2 seconds. Like he's not in it at all. But he definitely had more time to. It gets more of an expansion in. What was he in The Bike Riders?
What
was he in The Bike Riders?
I don't even think I remember seeing him in The Bike Riders.
Damon, what was he? Was he one of the guys?
Oh what? Shit! He was that. Who was this dude?
Oh shit! He wasn't. He was part of the gang. Wow.
Okay. He's what a chameleon this guy is.
Yeah, he was. That's one. Still one of the best ensemble cast in a while. He was, man, I gotta watch The Bike Riders again. I remember you and I walking out like really liking that movie.
No, that movie was dope.
But
that was very good one.
Damn, interesting. But yeah, good actor. But for my score, like I said, I had to give it props to really what I said about it before. But I just didn't like the way I felt watching the movie, and it's probably more of a me issue, I would say, than a movie issue. But I would probably give it like a 4 out of 10. Funny story. I remember the next day I think it was our last day at South by, and one of our friends we met. Our friend Ben, we met at South by, who just loved this movie the way our friend Seth did. Loved this movie. Come if you guys see it. Loved this movie. And then he was like, "You guys saw it together. What'd y'all think? Blah 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 blah." And you're like, "I loved it." And then and he to me, he had a big smile on his face, and I was like, "I thought it was okay." And his biggest smile went from to the biggest frown, and I said, and he was like. And he was so disappointed. I was like, "Oh no, man, I'm sorry. Like, I let you down, boss. I'm sorry." And he was like, "But you could tell."
He just walked away. That was the last time we saw Ben.
That was, man. He was just.
I'm teasing.
He was just like, "Man, like, you guys ruined the end of my trip." No, I'm totally kidding. But I also have to give shout out. When we're at South by, it's very. As press too, we still got wait in line. We still got to kind of do our due diligence, of course. But we were very lucky to have. Someone looking out for us when we were there, and I want to give a shout out to, because we got really lucky from the publicist. I want to say this is, what is her name? Kennedy Sutton from Fonz PR. So Fonz PR is kind of like who we have out here in Phoenix. They're the Austin-based PR firm for all the studios and movies. Kennedy was very, very, very kind to us. On behalf of the Neon, invited us as press. I mean, we went as press, whatever, but we still had to wait in line for a lot of the movies. Again, which our experience. It was awesome. No complaints there. But she got us in front of the line and got us like reserved tickets, which is really cool for us. So I want to thank everyone at Fonz PR, everyone at South by. Yes. But Kennedy Sutton, if you're listening to this, thank you for getting us the reserved tickets for this, because that was really cool. It was end of the week too. We were at this, a really cool theater that we went to. It was the Zach Theater, which we had the party at, actually, a midweek party. So I want to thank everyone at Fonz, Fonz PR, as well as Kennedy, for hooking that. That was really cool. Really cool for giving us those RSVPs. So thank you again for that invite. Alrighty, guys. So both of the two reviews for you right there. We haven't seen the movie yet. We're not on the cool Marvel list yet. One day we're definitely there. But I definitely want to talk about, before we haven't seen the movie yet, predictions, whatever. Moses says he's not watching the movie right now, but yeah, I bet you.
This motherfucker's about to pop up in the end credit scene, probably.
He definitely is.
He was on this ship at the end of Thunderbolts. I bet that's why he liked that movie so much.
See, he was like, wait a second, I got skin in the game.
He's the one that defeats Doctor Doom in Secret Wars or something.
It's just Moses. It's just Moses. All along, it's been Moses. All along, man. 10 years.
He was the secret protagonist of the MCU this whole entire time.
He's in the back, like Johnny watching Tenet. Like, I am the protagonist. So I think it's safe to say we are looking forward to this movie. I think us three, though, we did grow up on the OG 2005 movie, 2007 movie. I think that came at a time where we were very formative years in our movie going experience. And I think I had a call about this maybe like last fall, that I think I think all three of us like those movies quite a bit. I think they're not beloved, but
I think they're underrated, especially the first one. The first one is, out of the three that have been publicly released, first one it's the best one, because like Rise of the Silver Surfer, fun follow-up, but just didn't quite hit as much.
Yeah,
no one was fucked with the 2015 one, but like the first one especially just got, I think, unnecessary hate.
I agree.
I think they were kind of biting off of the Spider-Man formula a little bit, because that was like a couple years after Tobey Maguire's movie.
It's your boy Avi Arad.
Oh man, that's the homie. But no, I am excited for this one. I like the first one is the best one.
It's I think what it is too. I think these are now nostalgic for us, because I feel like again, at the time, it was like we were getting, the Spider-Man, Sam Raimi movies. We just got the Chris Nolan Batman Begins. We just got, we had, Daredevil and Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk. We got like this really like before they were really, I guess, serialized the way they are now, or the way before Chris Nolan kind of really brought this to fruition and to the audiences. But I remember like seeing this movie like over the summer when it came out. Like it was awesome, and this poster is really cool. The soundtrack's great. Had like hip hop, had rock, had indie stuff. It was a good soundtrack. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun summer popcorn flick, and like I said, upon a rewatch, I think it's a lot of fun. The video game was fun. I remember my cousins having this game when we were growing up. We had this video game as well as the Batman Begins video game from Walmart. Actually, that was a lot of fun. But it's a 2000 time capsule, and I still think it's a lot of fun watching back. To your point, too, Silver Surfer, for what it was, it's fun. Again, upon rewatch too, it's fun. It's very camp. It's very poppy. But you're right. Compared to the first one is Citizen Kane. Compared to the Silver Surfer,
to like all the other ones that have come out so far.
100%.
Because the one that they're doing right now, this is essentially how, in my opinion, they should have handled the 07 Silver Surfer one. Because the only reason why that one kind of falls apart for me is, it's okay. The Silver Surfer's here. Galactus is on his way into the world. I didn't like the weight of the end of the world. It just kind of felt like a whatever movie, and a part of that is because for whatever fucking reason, they lightened up the tone a lot. The first one was PG-13, so you can do you can do a little bit edgier. More edgy, more mature storytelling. Second one is PG, so now it's like, okay, we just got to make a little kids movie, and it's like that's what, because they did that with Zorro too, and Zorro was one of my favorite fucking movies, but
it's like birthday.
I think it's like they okay, but let's make a superhero movie and then let's lighten it up for the kids so that way we can get a bigger audience. Yeah, sure, but you notice the original Spider-Man trilogy never did that. No other superhero movie fucking did that. If you're gonna be,
it's weird.
Yeah, like if you start off as PG-13, you gotta end as PG-13, or even bump it up to R. In my opinion, if you start off as PG, you gotta stay as PG. Like I don't know. There's a way. Maybe
Harry Potter did that too. Remember?
Yeah, the Harry Potter, like those was kind of like flip flop, but it didn't really. They still felt the same tonally, or at least like when they went to PG, they still kind of maintained a little bit of that dark edge, because it like the first one was a straight up kids movie, second one was a kids movie, got a little bit darker. Third one was like, listen, man, like it's dark now, and then like it was just kind of consistently dark. Since part 3, you know what I'm saying? Even though it switched from PG-13 to PG every so often, but yeah, like I don't like, and I digress. But with Fantastic Four, like no, y'all really kind of dropped the ball there, because it's like it's the world, but it doesn't. This one feels like, because in that first trailer, to be able to save us, he's like, oh no, I'm like, oh shit, bro.
So speaking of predictions, I think that's the end of the movie. I think.
Oh, word? Okay.
I think that's someone had a theory about it on Reddit. They were like, Reddit theory, whatever. But someone said that's the end of. That's like right before you see the post-credit scene in Thunderbolts. And I was like, shit. Shit.
Interesting way to end it.
Where?
No, that'd be wild. Because also, bro, how you gonna tell the public that? Are you gonna be able to save us?
Good
luck. I'm like, I would whoop his ass for telling me that. You're supposed to be like the superhero.
Paul Hancock, and I smell liquor on your breath. I've been drinking.
Because I've been drinking, bitch.
I've been drinking, bitch.
No, that's crazy. Like with this one, like you really feel the stakes, because the Rise of the Silver Surfer was, how are we gonna beat this guy?
Oh yeah, it felt weird. It felt rushed.
Rise of the Silver Surfer. How are we gonna defeat this guy? First steps is, I don't know if we even can defeat this guy. He said, I sure hope so, but it's like,
you tell me.
Fuck? Yeah, I'm like, bro.
That's
oh, man.
That's so okay. So going to predictions. It's an hour 55. It's one of the shortest movies in the MCU. I think it's like the first Ant-Man, this, and the Marvels are like three of the shortest movies in MCU history. Prediction wise, this is the first time we're seeing, the Silver Surfer in the MCU. Well, on screen since, my man Doug Jones represent.
Shout out.
So Doug Jones, as well as Larry Fish, Lawrence Fishburne voice. Perfect voice for that, by the way, too.
He fucking killed him, man.
And now we see Silver Surfer. So was it Julia Garner playing her, who's a phenomenal actress. I thought she's great in Ozark. I can't wait to see her in
Weapons, right?
Yes, Weapons. I can't wait to see Weapons.
Yes.
I don't know if I see her. I don't know if I see her as. I don't know if I see her as. If I see her as, what was it? As Silver Surfer. I know it's a very different, iteration.
Yeah, this version, the Silver Surfer we are typically, what we are most familiar with, his name is Norrin Rad. Now, when Norrin Rad was on his planet, Galactus came through and he's like, I'm hungry, I'm about to eat y'all. Norrin Rad stepped up like, hey, listen, man, what can I do to save my people? Galactus, you can be my herald. You work for me now. I'm gonna send you out, get these other planets ready for me to eat. I'm hungry. You feel me? But Norrin Rad on his planet, his girlfriend, his wife was Shyla Ball. This Fantastic Four we're about to see. This isn't the main Marvel universe.
That's right.
Fantastic Four. This is Fantastic Four on an alternate reality where instead of Norrin Rad becoming the Silver Surfer, Shyla Ball became the Silver Surfer, and there is precedence for this in the comics. Because in some cases, like they're both the Silver Surfer at one point.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I'm like, I really don't mind it, because also it's essentially an Elseworlds story. It doesn't need to be all like 1-to-1 for the comics.
Right.
When they kind of, however they do it, when they boot everything and roll together into one kind, we will see the Norrin Rad Silver Surfer. Because there was even when she was announced to be Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Apparently, Lakeith Seinfeld, he was like, he tweeted, "I thought I was going to be Silver Surfer." So maybe he's going to be Silver Surfer for the main Marvel.
Okay.
Which would be cool. I remember, like in high school. There were like rumors like maybe like Keanu Reeves or Vin Diesel or Dwayne Johnson.
My God.
I will say though, like the 2010s era, I could totally see Vin Diesel doing it, because especially if you watch Riddick, he's got that really quiet, stoic. He's got the low ass voice, like it lends itself. I would cast him as Silver Surfer now. Fuck no. Respectfully to Vin Diesel, but
where's Letty? Do you see?
I remember everything about my father.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Do you? I'll tell you what though, if they were to, I guess they're casting younger for this role, obviously, because Julia Garner's like our age. I want to say, give or take a few years. I always thought that Charlize Theron would be a good the female version of Silver Surfer, because she had very kind of like demeaning and very kind of not demeaning, like very like kind of the way she kind of talks, like the way she kind of talks as as again Fast and Furious, but her in general, where she's good. She does a very good villain role. The way she kind of like she's very stoic. She's very like this.
She could take command of the room.
Yes, and I always thought she would be a good female Silver Surfer. This version of it.
No, that's actually a really good fucking. That's a really good idea. Right? Yeah, that'd be hella cool.
She's a phenomenal actress, but I thought seeing her in her roles, like again, she can do comedy, she can do action, she can do horror, she can do the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But with Julia Gardner, I also think they also changed her voice, because in the first trailer it was like hello, and then this one it was like more kind of like
there was some more bass in it.
More bass and more extraterrestrial, I'll say.
Really? Okay.
Watch the first trailer she's in. It's kind of like just her voice. And when I saw something the other day, when I saw F1 again or something recently during the trailer, like they showed like I think Superman too. I think they enhanced her voice, and I was like, oh, they fixed her voice. It sounds more menacing. It sounds more not that threatening, but it sounds more like, oh, this works better, because the first trailer I was like, they're keeping her voice. Like even that's my thing with even the Thing's voice of Eben Moss Backrack, who I love him in The Bear. But like when I hear his voice, I'm like, oh, he's playing Richie from The Bear. Like, hey, all right, let's go. I'm like, oh,
yeah, because apparently they wanted to make him. The phrase I heard was like less gruff, which I'm like, I think he's gonna do a good job as a character. Like it's the man, it's like, well, it's the thing. Like he's got to be kind of, no pun intended, he's got to be like rough around the edges.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But then on the other hand, like, well, this is an alternate universe. True. Fantastic Four, because they don't exist in like the main Marvel universe. But then at the same time, they're clearly gonna be the main. They're gonna be Avengers. The Fantastic Four moving forward. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna wait till I see the movie. But some of the stuff that I've heard, I'm kind of like, I don't know necessarily that I would want them to go that route. But you know, it might work for the movie. Fingers crossed. But and I gotta say this has been on my mind for a while.
Go ahead.
When I was like when we were first having these discussions, the cast and this new Fantastic Four, say like I'm not like I like the actors, but I don't like them in these roles because I see the actors more so than I see
I do too.
the characters. However, the more I thought about it and the more I've kind of in my head, I'm like maybe this is what they're trying to do with the movie. I feel like they got such high profile actors for this role because they're gonna, in a way, kind of be like the Iron Man for like the new rebooted MCU going forward.
Oh,
like,
I see.
You get like higher caliber actors for these significant characters, and it creates more credibility for what you're doing. It's when you watch a Nolan movie, matter of Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
Filled with A-list actors, bro. Like every scene was like this actor, you know, it's like, but because everyone's an A-lister, it's like, yo, it makes it feel like, yo, this movie's this isn't a movie, it's a film. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it adds more like weight and gravity to it. So I'm wondering, maybe that was the approach that they were going for with this one. Okay. Like this, because also like the Fantastic Four and Marvel Comics, they are a big deal. They are Marvel's first family, bro. Like the comics is like, whenever something like science is kind of going on, like, hey, we're having like a science issue, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna go to Reed. He's the guy. Like this, he's the smartest person in Marvel Comics. At least one of the smartest people. You know, it fluctuates, but that guy. And even in this movie, like how like it looks like 1960s New York, but the architecture is different and like some of the buildings are different. Apparently, in the movie, based on these rumors that I've heard, Reed Richards was the one that was designing everything to kind of be like this. Like he's the reason why it's like futuristic. Because I think he's like the kind of like the Tony Stark of this world. The character was like influenced on like real life people, but apparently he's that guy because also they're the only superheroes here.
That's right. It's an isolated. It's kind of like was that show? The Jetsons. Right.
Jetsons,
kind of like
like Reed was the one that was inventing all of this shit.
Yeah, that's cool. Again, that angle I like, I really do. I'm still kind of bummed that John Watts didn't do this. I thought how he handled the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy was, chef's kiss perfect. Even though two was kind of for me, but it's only 2, but it wasn't as like good as Homecoming or No Way Home. But I was like, oh shit, John Watts. And then my thing, I remember after he dropped out, right after No Way Home came out, they were looking for a director. My thing was get Joe Kosinski, who did F1 and Maverick, because I felt like how he did like the flight sequences in Maverick. I was that
would be good,
like a Johnny Storm kind of thing, and how he did that.
They should have got him for Iron Man 3. No disrespect to Shane Black,
100%.
Iron Man 3 movie, but it's not a good Iron Man movie to me. It just felt kind of like it wasn't really hitting.
That movie,
I remember, and like college, because I was talking with another friend of mine where we were talking about like if because we both like Chris Nolan as a filmmaker, like who would you get to do, or like what project would you get Nolan to do like for Marvel? And because this was after Interstellar came out, so I was like, yo, you get Chris Nolan to do a Fantastic Four movie.
That would have been cool. That would have been
I feel like
cool.
that would be kind of dope.
Do you remember how many rumors there was about the casting? Or like Adam Driver's gonna be in it, Zach
Adam
Efron's
Driver,
gonna be in it. I was
yeah,
like, oh my
I,
god.
I feel like it would be a pretty cool Reed Richards, but Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, she could do a good job. She would kill it, but it's just like that's kind of like I just again like I'm kind of seeing the actor more so than the character. And I remember I think it was like Daveed Diggs from
Oh
Hamilton.
yeah, the
He
thing.
played Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson as the thing. Yeah, and I'm like, nah, don't do that. Because also I don't like it when people are doing like fan casts and like the one character who's visibly different. Like with X-Men, you got Beast. With Fantastic Four, you got the thing. With characters like that, people are like, oh, this black actor for that character. I'm like, nah, because why is the only one that looks different is the only black person in the cast?
Interesting.
Like
Good point.
he could you know what I'm saying, like it just seems a bit like funky to me, you know, like I'm just because it's like okay, you know, it just
Well,
I just don't really totally fuck with it. I think he's a good actor, but I wouldn't want to single him out as like, well, he's the one that's visibly and physically different from everybody else.
right, and also too is that then you're wasting his not wasting, but I kind of feel the same way. Not the same way, but it's like then you're kind of wasting his physical talents because he's a
Yeah,
great
because
physical
it's
actor.
hidden under all of this CGI now.
Yeah, and that's why I think even with Eben Moss Baccarat, because he's noticeable now from the Bear, but really it's like people won't really see him as him. And you can get anybody, you can get Vin Diesel, you can get legit anyone. So it's like, yeah, where are you going? And that's why I think Michael Chiklis wasn't really again, he's a good actor, but he wasn't really like, oh my gosh, that's so and so whatever. Even what Jamie Bell was the last one too, is that like they haven't really got well known actors to be the thing. No offense to Chiklis, Jamie Bell, or Eben Moss Baccarat. My thing too. I think I pitched this to you back in 2021 when we saw Army of the Dead. So I think Quiet Place 2 was coming out. I said, yo, you get John Krasinski to direct it. You get him as Reed, Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
And I said Mason Gooding as Johnny Storm, who's Cuba Gooding.
Pull up
Who's Cuba Gooding? He was in Scream. He was just in Hard Eyes. Very handsome dude. Very handsome guy. And I said, oh, I want him as Johnny Storm because he's very charismatic in the Scream movies. He was in Ballers. He played the surfer in Ballers.
not in season 4 where they were like on the beat. Oh, that was him.
That's him, man.
Oh,
That's him.
okay.
He's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son. Very, very, very handsome dude. Very handsome dude. And I was like, oh, like he's a lot of charm. He's in Booksmart. He's a lot of charm to him. And I was like, oh, get him and Johnny Storm. So that was my casting. And then for the Thing, I said, who do I pick for the Thing? I forgot. I remember it was these three. These three I had picked out. I forgot who I picked for the Thing. Man, if I find it in the text, I'll text it to you. But I know I pitched it to you when we were in person, and these are my three choices. But the Thing, I forgot who I picked. Because it would be CGI. But I wanted him as Johnny Storm. He was my guy as Johnny Storm.
I remember that. Yeah.
I just thought, how Krasinski directed, Quiet Place. He works very well with his wife. I just thought that would be kind of cool if he could direct, Fantastic Four, post Quiet Place movies. And I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. But and then when we saw him in Doctor Strange, I was like, yes. And then it was like, yeah, y'all thought, keep waiting.
Yeah, he was like, I just wanted to do this little.
Yeah,
it was a fun cameo, but
cool.
Because even that was a bunch of people were saying they wanted to see him as Mr. Fantastic, and I'm on board with it. I think he would be a fun Mr. Fantastic, but I do kind of feel like there's one thing that Fantastic, I think, like needs. There's a certain quality there because like Mr. Fantastic, like a lot of the times people like within the comics, they might kind of feel like Mr. Fantastic is like a bit of an asshole, or even like, one thing I see a lot in the comics is like he and Sue might kind of butt heads because like he might like forget an anniversary, so to speak, but he only forgets it because I'm trying to figure out this crazy science thing, or I just created a multiversal fucking portal. So I'm focused on that. But like his whole thing is like I'm trying to figure out like the science, I'm trying to figure out how to save everybody, save all these problems. And the Jonathan Hickman run, he was trying to solve the problem of everything. And like he was kind of isolating his family. So it's like you gotta get someone who can play intelligent and who can like accidentally be neglectful of his family, but because he doesn't care about his family. It's just he's prioritizing like the science because he's looking at the bigger picture. Right. So oftentimes he'll forget about the emotions of everybody else. So it comes across as he doesn't care, but it's just, you know, he's kind of like, again, bigger picture kind of guy. So you need to get someone like that, but also that's like when you watch the performance, it's like you're not an ass. It's just, again, you're kind of the wrong thing in this moment.
I think and I agree with you 100% on that. I really do because you're right. Because you want someone that that can juggle both all of that and have a deliver good performance.
Penn Badgley is Mr. Fantastic.
That I was cool.
I'm saying that because I saw you, man. I love that show.
Still on my list. I still gotta watch that.
Watch you, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, this is what Nick was talking about with Mr. Fantastic.
I've been a fan of his since Easy A. I thought he was phenomenal. He's so funny in Easy A. He's very charismatic.
He was in Easy A?
Yeah, he played Woodchuck Todd.
Which one was Woodchuck? Woodchuck Todd.
It was he was remember that was like the crush she had, like remember like the guy that she had a crush on. Emerson had a crush on.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, I love this movie so much. And it was like Woodchuck.
No, yeah. Easy A is a very good movie.
I love that movie. I was quoting that to my dad last week on Friday. That movie to me is Chef's Kiss, timeless. It's so good. But no, you're right. I could see him. I see him other stuff too. He's a good actor. So my thing with Pedro Pascal, again, great actor. But my issue right now is that he's in 4 movies this year, give or take. He needs to slow. Also, he's doing a lot of franchise stuff. My man, say no to some things. And for some reason, it's
miss me with that negativity. Pedro Pascal, you keep chasing that bag, my guy.
No. He can, but in terms of no, you're right. Chase that bag, get your money. But I feel like he's just doing too many franchise stuff. Where it's like, my man, like, it's just my thing is like, how it happens all the time, where it's like, we had this big star at the time. Let's put him in everything. When Zach Galifianakis blew up The Hangover, let's put him in everything. Didn't work. Whatever. Tiffany Haddish, great actress. She blew up in Girls Trip. Let's put him in everything. Slow it down. Kevin Hart, love Kevin Hart.
Tiffany Haddish had some other kind of sketchy shit. Apparently.
That too. But before that, she was put in everything, and it was like,
yeah. People loved her after Girls Trip, me included. I ain't gonna lie, that movie was funny as hell.
Hilarious. Kevin Hart, who I've been a fan since I was a kid. We're kids. Love him. He was in too much stuff. The Rock. You gotta pull back. You gotta pull back a little bit. So I think when you're doing so many different franchises, if you're doing stuff like this year he did Eddington, Materialist, and Fantastic Four. Okay, that's different. But you've now done The Last of Us, Fantastic Four, now Marvel now, and Avengers going forward, DC, Wonder Woman, very forgettable, but still DC, Mandalorian. Pick and choose, my man. Like I know there's no hate to the guy whatsoever, but I want to see new talent. I want to see like, hey, cast an unknown, cast Nick Johnson, cast someone cast someone that maybe could get a big name off of this. Again, David Cornsweet is my perfect example. No one knew who the fuck he was for us from Twisters, but no one knew who he was. That's gonna be a household name. Henry Cavill wasn't a household name with that. I just feel like when you're to your point, you make a point about you want to attract A-list talent. Again, moving forward, he's gonna be the head of the Avengers, the head of the Marvel going forward. But
because apparently he's gonna be leading the Avengers in Secret Wars. So apparently, so that's kind of interesting.
Downey Jr. was definitely known to your point, for other reasons, not for being a star.
Yeah, but he had some shit going on too.
But he wasn't RDJ the way he is now. Back then. Yeah, that was my point. Because go ahead.
No, that's a good point. I was gonna say you brought up RDJ. Kayla and I, we just watched Tropic Thunder over the weekend.
Hell yeah, you did.
That movie is hilarious.
Hell yeah, you did. It's one of the fucking best movies ever made.
No, yeah, because I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, they don't do comedies like anymore, which is kind of a shame because this, like, it was a couple of risky jokes in that movie for sure, but at the same time, like they're not making it just to make those jokes. Like it was
so smart.
There was there was like a clear there was, I don't want to say commentary, but there was like a reason behind it.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's a smart movie.
I think some people, I think it was kind of too smart in some cases because some people I think kind of took it at like face value, and then it was some of the controversy and some offended at certain things. But it's like, no, when you watch a movie, there's not nothing to get offended about, but it's like there's a reason. It wasn't just going to be a funny joke.
It's you're right, because it's also it was making fun of, because so many actors thought they could do blackface, or they can do play someone who's mentally challenged or whatever. Like so many actors like, I can do whatever. I have free reign, and the movie is saying no, you cannot be doing that. And it's smart too, because also if they didn't have Brandon they have Al Pacino.
Yeah,
Al Pacino.
Brandon T. Jackson was the one that was like pointing all this shit out, like because the whole Robert what's his character's name?
Kirk Lazarus.
Playing the Osiris character, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He's doing all these things. Like, what do you mean, you people? He's like, what do you mean, you people? Like Brandon T. Jackson's character, he never let up on Kirk Lazarus. Even by the end of the movie, he's like, are we cool, man? He's like, no, we're not fucking cool. Like, because it's kind of like, if he would have said like, yeah, man, we're cool, and like he forgives him, it would undercut the message. Because the whole thing about Kirk Lazarus in the movie was, he was having an identity crisis. He didn't know who the fuck he was, and that was he would rather literally just be someone else than be himself. They were illustrating that with his character doing this black. So it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. playing character. It was kind of like he said in the movie, I know I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. It wasn't Robert Downey Jr. playing a black character. It was Robert Downey Jr. playing a method actor who just is so insecure himself that he would rather be literally anybody else. But they just used this extreme example. And even when he was like in his makeup, he was funny as hell.
He's so funny.
The scene is about emotionality.
That's why I rewrites. And he goes, I still love. He goes when Al Pacino goes. He goes, I had to represent, because they get the guy who fucking Crocodile Dundee. His face goes, hey man, that shit ain't funny.
That man is a national treasure, man.
Hey man, he fucking punches him.
I'm a left farmer, motherfucker.
That's one.
That
here's my motherfucking fun. That movie to me, I'm so glad. Yeah, that movie to me is it's in my top 10 for a reason, and it's so that's why I have it on my wall for a reason, and it's funny. I've dated people or gone with people that are like, oh, I'm not watching that movie because they can't write it off, and I'm like, watch it, you'll understand. And every time, go ahead.
No, yeah, it's like like how you just said, like, watch it and you'll understand, because again, people in some cases at least, like they don't actually try to understand, like, what is this movie saying, what are the filmmakers saying. It's just, we see this and we just take it for exactly what we see on the screen, and that's it. And that you can't just do that.
Nah, you can't.
Like like him playing this simple Jack character, that's not him like making fun of anybody. It's saying like, no, what's the character's name? Tug Speedman. This dude was just trying so hard to like stay relevant to get an Oscar, that he was willing to kind of just be on some bullshit basically.
It's like
he almost stayed in this fucking drug compound just because they wanted to see him play Simple Jack. He's like, I have the fucking twig man. He's like, I have a son now. It's like, these people don't give a damn about you. They just like this little bullshit movie that you did. No, when he flung this kid off of him at the end of the movie, he was like,
I was wrong. He's fucking running. Oh my god, it's so funny. And I also I'd recommend anyone watch our friends Double Toasted, watch their commentary on it, because again, they're both black dudes, and they love that movie. They think it's hilarious still. This not being a movie, not my favorite movie of his. This is my favorite Tom Cruise role, because it's not Tom Cruise to this day, where you're just like, who was that? Who's that very large, angry Jewish man? And it's
Dude, no,
it's
when I
Tom
was
Cruise.
the first time I watched it, it was at one of my cousin's house, and like his dad had come in at Tom Cruise's first scene. He was just like cussing the director out. At that scene, he's like, turn this shit off, man, because we were like too young to be watching it. But when I was watching it again, because I was able to finish it, but it was like years later. Like I'm like, who is this actor, man? 'Cause I'm like, something about him just seems so fucking weird. And then I didn't even watch the credits. I think like someone else, bro, that's Tom Cruise. I was like, that's Tom Cruise. And so rewatching it the other day, I'm like, I want to see Tom Cruise not necessarily play this type of role more often, but it would be
Comedies.
cool to see him like, yeah, more comedies. Just I love the Mission Impossible franchise, but it would be funny to see him in more stuff. This Night and Day. A little bit funnier than Night and Day, but just just more roles. You know what I'm saying?
He's so good.
More versatile roles because yeah, he was fucking funny.
He's so good in this.
Yeah, his dad scene at the end of the movie, that was Tom Cruise's idea. He said, Ben Stiller, I'll be in your movie, but I want really big hands. I want to fucking dance.
I want to dance. And Ludacris was on Hot Ones this year, and he said, the guy asked him, he was like, how did you get that? He goes, first off, Ludacris was like, first off, I'm a huge Ben Stiller fan. And he said that they had the song already included, but he had to get Ludacris to clear it. So Ben Stiller, also a fan of Ludacris, Ben Stiller invited Ludacris and his gang entourage to kind of like, come and watch the movie. And he loved it so much. He goes, absolutely, you can clear this. And that he loved it so much. And it's "Get Back" by Ludacris, and it's the perfect song to use for that dance and for the movie. But I'm so glad it's so good. It's so fucking good.
It's fucking hilarious. Like movies are still funny these days, of course, but it does kind of feel like, hey, we can be funny, but we gotta still like limit and like censor ourselves. And I'm not saying be offensive, be safe. Yeah, I'm not saying like be offensive just for the sake of being. Like, I think do something that is like kind of out there like that, you still have to be very like mindful. Like, what are you really saying with this joke? Don't tell hurtful. Like don't be hurtful. Don't tell some vulgar joke just for a cheap fucking laugh. Like,
right.
You gotta be like saying something with it. Like this movie was making fun of
everybody.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
It was making fun of everybody. Yeah, because it was like Ben Stiller. Like he was an irrelevant actor. Tug Speedman rather. Ben Stiller was playing an irrelevant actor. What's his name? Jack Black was the fucking crackhead. The director didn't know like what the fuck he was doing, and he was just kind of like
first time director.
A student. Yeah, first time director got his ass. We already covered Kirk Lazarus. Like this dude was having an identity crisis.
Hip hop star.
Closeted hip hop star. And then fucking Jay. What's his name?
Jay Baruchel.
He just wanted to get laid, and was funny too. This movie came out 2008.
Yeah.
2007. Jay Baruchel. Remember when in Wonder Woman 84, Pedro Pascal, he played Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
2007. George Miller, who directed all the Mad Max movies, was going to direct a Justice.
Oh, that's right.
Jay was gonna be Maxwell Lord in that movie, and they were gonna have Maxwell Lord, Talia al Ghul,
really?
the full on Justice, bro.
I've been a fan of, I'm a huge fan of his. I'm kind of sad that he kind of fell off. Like, I love him in She's Out of My League.
She's Out of My League.
Yeah, I love that movie. Knocked Up. I mean, This Is the End. He's a good actor. He was in a good show called Undeclared, which is really super underrated. I'm kind of bummed that he never really kind of that's a harsh word.
Just fizzled out, for lack of a better term. But that it sucks because he is a good actor. He did do the How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, true, trilogy, you did. True, you did. You're right. And the masterpiece, Sorcerer's Apprentice. He did that.
I kind of think that's what fucked him up because they was trying to find like another Disney franchise after the Pirates movies. They kept trying to let's make another franchise, but it's like no, because each movie is clearly just a fucking cash grab. The Pirates of the Caribbean worked so well because it was like, hey, we're just gonna try to make a fun movie. Everybody loved it. Let's do a trilogy.
Yep.
And then and then all the other two movies too. But it was like, for Sorcerer's Apprentice, was it Lone Ranger? The one with Jake Gyllenhaal, Prince of Persia, like all of them was like
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, we're all trying to be the next
Pirates
of the Caribbean.
and all those fucking flopped. I mean, all those were costly. Jerry Bruckheimer's all behind the trying to capture the magic of Pirates. And look, after
they all kind of like felt the same too, but it's like because it was the same. And I fuck with Jerry, I fuck with Bruckheimer for sure. But it's like when all those movies were coming out, I was like, all of these movies just kind of feel a bit samey.
Yeah. They were the same. And that's why the fourth and fifth Pirates did not do well. They were just like, those movies were ass. Those movies were dog shit. Excuse my language, were shit.
Fourth one was the worst one.
Fourth one was so bad.
Like, fifth one, I enjoy, but it is like, no, y'all should have just ended it after part 5, or no, y'all should have ended it after part 3 at World's End, or part 5. What was it called? Dead Man Tell No Tales.
Yeah, Javier Bardem was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
Like the fifth one should have been the fourth one. The fourth one was just so like
bad.
It wasn't even
bad.
Like, I wouldn't even say it was like bad, but it was just so bland. I'm like, y'all didn't need to make this movie, bro. They had Judi Dench in that movie, bro. They had Uncle Vernon from motherfucking the Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
They had one of the dudes. He was in I forget the actor's name, but he was in V for Vendetta.
Yep.
It was. They had all these fucking actors. It's like, y'all, what a fucking way, bro.
That was I mean, I know we're at time, but like, I want to discuss one day on episode the summer of 2011. The summer of 2011 movies is a very strange summer because you got shit like Pirates 4, Green Lantern, Super 8, Transformers 3, the first Thor, Captain America, First Avenger. It's a very I remember that summer, like I was talking to someone today about this. Bag. It's a very I want to do a whole episode about that because I feel like we can dissect that summer because that was just a summer like that people talk about for a mixed bag of pros and cons.
Let's do that next episode.
Let's do it. We should
because I would like to get into that too.
Let's do it.
I got some shit to say about Green Lantern, bro. Oh my god.
I do, bro. Yeah, Double Toasted did their bad movie roast about it. It was pretty funny. Tropic Thunder. I got before we close out. I still love the two things I still love with him, the fucking jelly beans, the fucking crack. He goes, this days, hey man, what you got there? None of your fucking business. He goes, hey man,
you fucking spilled them everywhere.
Yeah man, don't get any fucking jelly beans.
Like, okay. Gosh. Okay. Then he's like, bro, I gotta tear something. Those jelly beans I've been carrying around. He's like, yeah. He's like, they're not jelly beans. He was like, oh really? Like, we all know that they were jelly beans, man. Look like you were shoving powdered donuts up your nose.
And then he goes, when he's the kid, he goes, yeah. Show me what the drugs are. And Danny Jr. goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was like, don't judge me.
Judge me.
And I was like, bro, he had a fucking problem.
I always make Moses laugh. When we listen to this, I'll make you laugh. He loves when I do. And he goes, come on, man. He goes, yo, because Al Pacino, man, he's with girls 24/7. He goes, nah, man, I'm talking about, that one, man. He goes, yeah, Lance. He goes, what the fuck? That is here, Lance. No, I said Nance. He goes, so when you wrote I love the pussy thing about dangling off of Lance. He goes, what? Oh hell no. He goes like
you think about dangling Lance's over your forehead or something like that. He's like, yeah, Lance. What the fuck did I just hear, Lance? that
said
Nance.
No, I heard Lance. He goes, shut your ass up and lay down. I always make Moses laugh when I do that. When I quote that scene because it's so funny. And then Jack Black goes, I will literally, do whatever, blah, 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 to you right now. Come over here, man. Let's get over with it. Let's get it over with.
Bro, like that scene had me fucking floored. Cause like him like just breaking it down, I was like, oh my god. Cause at that point, it's like I've never heard such vocabulary before.
Oh, dude, it's so. Again, I haven't. Again, I want. See, it's why Jack Black. I love Jack Black, but I miss him doing kind of shit like that, like so, like off character and stuff like that. It's so good.
Yeah, fucking Tenacious D, bro.
Tenacious D, yeah. School.
I haven't seen the movie in full, but I do have like some of the songs on my phone.
Oh yeah, it's funny, but again, Jack Black. You think about it, Jack Black was like the king of comedies, like him, Will Ferrell, Sandler. 2000s were there. That was theirs.
Speaking of Jack Black and Green Lantern, before the 2011 movie, they was trying to get Jack Black to be Green Lantern, but it was just going to be like a Jack Black comedy. And it was like, come on, y'all can't keep doing this.
That's what our boys at Double Toasted said in their review last week about the bad movie roast about it. I was like, what? That's Jack Black as Green Lantern, Jack Green. But
as like a little like whatever, like that's right up there. No pun intended, but like that's like with like the Green Hornet.
Oh.
right
I
there.
like that movie actually. Shameless, guilty pleasure movie. I watched it. I was building nightstands the other day, and I watched Independence Day, Training Day, and Green Hornet randomly.
Crazy triple feature.
So it's so random. But man, I have a soft spot for Green Hornet because I remember seeing that in high school. Not high school. We started 7th grade, and I was like, "Yo, this shit's fucking cool!" Like the early 3D shit too. Like this is fucking cool. I didn't realize how much people despise that movie, but I have a soft spot in my heart. Yeah, it's not a great movie, but
yeah,
it's for what it is. It could be
at
worse.
the time. No, yeah, because at the time I was excited for it because again, it's like I was vaguely familiar with the Green Hornet. I'd seen like some pictures of him, and I knew that I think that was like one of Bruce Lee's first TV roles, and I was familiar with Seth Rogen. It was like Seth Rogen's gonna play a superhero, and I remember he had like lost all of his weight for it. I was like, I was fucking vested, and that was my first not Quentin Tarantino. That was my first Christoph Waltz movie.
Same here. It was just, I don't know. I watched it recently. Again, is it great or anything special? No, it's all over the place. But there's things. Michael Shannon's in it. No, it's Michael Shannon. Oh my god, it was every time. David Harbour. Why do I get those two confused all the time? David Harbour.
Like,
sorry.
Shannon was
sorry. I always get the two confused. I don't know why I do that. Jeez, man. Like David Harbour. Like before he kind of blew up, is in that too. Cameron Diaz, again, I'm a big fan of her. She's miscast in that. She's definitely miscast in that movie.
Yeah, she was funny in it, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like an Anna
Kendrick. That would have been good. That would have been good.
Type actress, yeah. That
would have been good. I could have seen that. I give you that, but I know it's not terrible. But I digress.
That's a cool ass poster though.
I remember this when this came out. I was like, oh, that's gonna be cool, man. Da, 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 da.
I've never seen this poster.
Oh yeah.
The
AMC that you're up to was I saw that on 3D with some friends. Opening weekend. I like this movie. To me is like guilty pleasure. Do you know who's supposed to be doing it next?
No, I don't.
Lee Winnell.
I'm in. I'm in. Do it.
I think Universal got the rights to it because Sony had it. They lost it after the movie didn't do well. It flopped.
He did Upgrade, right?
Yes, sir. He did Upgrade, okay. Wolfman, and Invisible Man. And then the Saw and Insidious franchise is his too that he wrote and produced.
I'm fucking with it.
If he can bring what he did to Upgrade to the action in Green Hornet,
yep.
Say less. I'm there. But this is your reminder to go watch Tropic Thunder. By the way, if you haven't seen Tropic Thunder
and the Green Hornet,
Alrighty, so. As we always end, again, we're at time. As we always end our show, if you're new to the show, we do our thing called our one-and-ones. Our one-and-ones are one TV show recommendation and one film recommendation that we want to share with you. We want to share the wealth with you in terms of our knowledge of movies and TV. And Nick, my man, as always, with you, what are your one-and-ones of this week?
I'm gonna keep it on brand today. We've been talking about Superman. We've been talking about Fantastic Four. My movie recommendation. 2006's Superman Returns. It's in a way it's a follow up to the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Brandon Routh played Superman. He did his thing with it. The director and the actor that played the villain. We can just ignore that for right now. Focus on it's a Superman project, and it was really good. The basic premise is They did Superman the movie, they did Superman Part 2, Superman 3, and then Superman 4 Quest for Peace. Superman Returns is saying, hey, forget about Superman 3 and 4. Now the series is Superman the movie, Superman 2, and Superman Returns. So this movie takes place 5 years after Superman 2. And the premise is, Superman heard that there was some scientists that found like remains of Krypton. So he disappeared for 5 years because he went out into space to check it out. And he basically didn't find anything. There's a really, really, really cool deleted scene about that where it actually shows Superman in his spaceship, like at the ruins of it.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna just talk about it. I'm not gonna get super deep into it, but like in the deleted scene, like he's in his spaceship and like he's looking at it. He's in like the ruins, and there's like this giant. It's like a giant fucking mountain, and it's his crest. And it's massive. It quite literally dwarfs him and his ship. And his ship is already massive. right? So it's just huge. So it's like it's opening up the door for for future movies. But blah blah blah. He comes back to Earth and he has to kind of basically adjust to a world that has been without Superman for 5 years, and he has he has these interactions with Lois a little bit, just kind of back into the swing of things. And everyone has moved on. Lois Lane has moved on and has a kid. Maybe it's his, maybe it's not. I don't know, but and yeah, so that's basically the premise. I like it a lot. It is a little bit of a slower film, but the action scenes that they have are really exciting. There's even kind of like secret cameos in it that like when you hear about it, it's like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And they were going to try to do like sequels. So I think the sequel to this one, it would have been like Brainiac comes back and
Oh, really?
yeah, and I think he like possesses the sun or something like that, like Superman's
shit.
son. So like Superman's son, he's developing powers, but he gets corrupted somehow, and Superman basically has to fight his son. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen the movie
Yeah,
yet, but
it's
shit, it's been out for
almost 20 years.
19 years, but
Yeah.
yeah. So movie recommendation: Superman Returns. For my show, there was this. I think the show was. I think the show came out in like 2006 or 2007. It was an Fantastic Four episode. It was an animated Fantastic Four show where it kind of had like almost like an anime vibe to it. And yeah, it's yeah, that one right there. Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes. I didn't see every single episode of this show, but I liked the vibe of it. I liked the style. Again, it was anime-esque. It wasn't straight up anime, but it was really cool. They had a bunch of cool characters. They had, cameo episodes with like the Submariner, the Hulk, Nick Fury, fucking Ronan the Accuser, for those of you who like the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy movies. It was just a fun show. It was just a really fun show, and I really liked it. I don't have much to say. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I would recommend it. It was just fun. Like visually, it was really cool. I like the character designs of them. Like I like how the Thing, like he just the shit spray painted on his chest. He's just a fucking rock monster, like for real. But nah, like this was just a fun like Saturday morning cartoon. Um, yeah, I liked it a lot. I think it's on Disney. I have to give it a little rewatch. But yeah, Super Turns and
Yes, sir.
Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes.
What was the name of that Spider-Man show you want me to watch? It was like an animated one that was like wasn't really like well received, or it was
There,
very low key.
there was, there was, I think it might have been Spider-Man Unlimited.
That might have been
Because
yes.
yeah, that was like late '90s where like the gist of it is Spider-Man is on like he's on like an alien planet or something like that, and this suit was designed, I think, by Reed Richards. It's actually nanobots. Excuse me. And so it's like a really cool suit up sequence where he activates his watch and you see like all the little like nanobots go like like just
Oh,
kind
that's
of like
cool.
envelop his body. The only thing I didn't like about this costume was his cape. Spider-Man to me, he doesn't have a cape.
Oh hell
Like it's
no!
made out of
What?
what? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're
No.
doing too much. But there was a Spider-Man show, which I think it was an TV show. It was a
Yes,
little bit more.
that's it.
Yeah, it
That's
was
it.
it
That's
was
it.
it was a little bit more mature, but it kind of took place within the Sam Raimi
That's
slash
it.
Ben Affleck Daredevil
That's
universe.
it. That's what it was. That's what it
Neil
was.
Neil Patrick Harris played Peter Parker, Spider-Man on this show, and that show also has some cool cameos. There was an episode
Yes.
where like Kingpin came in, and it was presumably the same Kingpin from the Daredevil movie because
No
Michael Clark
shit.
Duncan came back to play him. And Spider-Man even references the X-Men. The only thing with this show, unfortunately, it only lasted a season, and I think they had messed up like the release order for the episodes because it was
That's
like an on and
right.
off again thing with Spider-Man and with Mary Jane. But when you watch them in order, it doesn't completely add up because like one episode they're just straight up official, they're together, and then the next episode after that they're kind of acting like they're it's on that will they won't they bullshit. But they did have plans
Ah.
for future seasons though.
Okay, that's what it
Unfortunately, it
was.
just never came to fruition. But
That
yeah,
I remember you told me about the show on air, and I was like, I'm curious now. Sam Raimi Spider-Man was, as you know, that was our whole childhood.
Yeah, I think this is on Disney Plus too, as well.
Oh, I'm gonna find this. Oh, I'm gonna find this. I will find you. MTV, yeah, more edgier too. Like
No, it was edgy because they was like cussing and shit.
Clancy Brown,
Who did Clancy Brown play? Virginia
policeman.
Madsen? Police, just one policeman. Okay.
Damn. All
Jennifer
right.
Hell. That name sounds. Kathy Griffith. Cree
Huh.
Summer. Okay, awesome. Jeffrey Combs.
Ethan Embry. Okay.
Edward Asner. Oh man, rest in peace.
Interesting. I had Asner. That's right. That's right. Hey, Romano. All right. I'm gonna find this show. I'm gonna find this show and watch
It should be on Disney Plus. Like when
All right.
I
Yep,
watched
you're right.
before
There it
it's
is.
on
Yep.
Disney Plus.
Yep.
Is it on Disney Plus? Oh hell yeah!
It should be on there.
Season 1 through 5. There was one season, and I know I'm not wrong
know
about that.
it's so it annoys me when that's like, oh, Wonder Rise. Like, no, I know more than you.
Yeah, stop lying to me.
So why do this to me? Okay, so for my movie this week, I'm going to do a movie that I think is super underrated. It's called Central Intelligence, and that's with The Rock and Kevin Hart. I watched the movie recently. This movie to me is hilarious, and it came out in 2016. I remember I saw it the week before I moved to Arizona with some friends at a screening, and for a PG-13 movie comedy, it's so funny. This movie to me is hilarious. It's basically like The Rock. You play this really, he played this, in high school. Kevin Hart was kind of this, jock, very, the valedictorian, popular kid in high school, like most likely to succeed and everything. Where The Rock was like this, bullied, he was overweight, he was fat, and so years later they reconnect, and The Rock is the Rock is The Rock now, and he's like this really kind of like goofy CIA agent that recruits Kevin Hart cooking up the basic kind of accountants for something called the whole espionage kind of conspiracy thing. It's the guy who did Dodgeball, We're the Millers, Red One, and to me, this is the first one they did together. The chemistry works, I think, a lot better in this than Jumanji. Me personally, it's like Jumanji, but this one kind of showcases how good their chemistry is. And for a PG-13 studio comedy, there's some funny stuff in there. There's a line where, like, when he sees Kevin Hart for the first time, The Rock goes, man, you're so fucking sexy as dick right now. And then Kevin Hart goes, you don't tell him, man, that. Look him in his eyes and tell him that. And it's so funny how they deliver. Or my favorite line in the movie at the end, he's like, they walk out, whatever. He walks out, they're waiting for him in the car. He goes, The Rock goes to Kevin Hart and goes, oh, man, you're like a black Will Smith. And Kevin Hart goes, I don't know if that's racist or not. I don't know if that's racist or not. And it's so funny how it's delivered. And I'm looking back, this movie did very well. For like a modest budget. He was like a black Will Smith. And Kevin Hart goes, I don't know if that's racist or not. And it's so funny because also Kevin Hart is playing the straight guy, where The Rock is playing the goofy kind of funny guy. And before that, it was Kevin Hart, the goofy guy, The Rock's playing The Rock, goofy. But it works because they're playing against type for each other, and it works. It made so much money, and it was well received, like 71 Rotten Tomatoes, but like it's not really talked about as much as like other comedies were. But I remember seeing it again at a free screening, of course. I was with friends in high school, but we were all laughing. That's why I miss comedies. Sorry, have you seen the PSA comedy that Liam Neeson did the other day?
No.
I'll talk to you after the show. It's basically the kind of a PSA of like, please, if you see Naked Gun in theaters, you can save comedies in theaters. It's really funny because there hasn't been like a comedy like this in a long time, studio comedy like this in a while. So it's kind of like,
because everyone's trying to live nowadays.
Yep, I agree. But I don't know. It's one of those kind of forgotten 2010s movies. Came out in 2016. Is in my honorable mentions that year. It's on HBO. It's on Hulu. There's a rated R version, which is it's still funny, but you can watch either version and still have a good time with it. There's more F-bombs in the rated R version. But for a PG-13 comedy, it just works, man, and it's so fun. It's so much fun, and again, I watched it recently. It holds up to me. Fun kind of cameos here and there, but they had great chemistry together, and this kind of proved like how well they work together, and stuff like this. So definitely check out Central Intelligence. Super underrated. And for my show this week, I haven't been watching much TV recently, so I might cheat a bit and do a TV documentary if that counts. And I'm gonna do a documentary called "A Man Called Scott," and that's based off Kid Cudi, my favorite artist of all time, one of my heroes. His music has changed my life. His how he is as a person changed my life. From Kids See Ghosts to A Man on the Moon to Indie Cut to anything, Passion, Pain, Demon Slaying. He is my all-time favorite artist. He's been a big part of my life since I think we were 12, 13. I saw him live a couple years ago and I cried because he just again one of the best, if not the best musician to me of our generation, of our time. And it's about his life. It's about what he's gone through in terms of his music, where he came from, stuff like that. People he's collabed with, his kind of story, and it's a great little documentary. It's an hour and like 20, hour 30. And if you don't, not a fan really of hip hop or music like that, still watch it. He's a very interesting story because he has hip hop, but it's more like it's a hybrid, like a hybrid of like hip hop and singing, and like a little bit of like pop and R&B a bit. But again, he's my favorite artist of all time. I have all his albums on vinyl. I have merch from him from his concert. He's one of my heroes. I idolize the guy. He means so much to me as a person, as a musician, and the documentary is very beautiful about his life and his coming up and how Kanye discovered him in New York at some record store, which was really crazy. But it's a really beautiful documentary on Amazon that I love. It came out on my birthday too, which is really cool. So ironic, it came out a couple years on my birthday. I remember watching it on my birthday with the girl I was singing at the time. And it means a lot. The show, it means a lot to me. And if you're not a fan of him, you will be after watching this too. So, his music to me is just his music to me is perfect. You can listen to Man on the Moon, to Indie Cut, to Kitsy Goes, to Speedball to Heaven. I mean, Passion Pain, you name it. He's just one of the best artists, legit, of all time, and he's just one of my heroes. And if I get to meet him one day, I would probably break down and cry, no doubt about it. But I would thank him for just having his music when I was going through tough times in my life, or going through when we were in high school and when we were in college or whatever. His music just speaks to me like no other. So definitely check out A Man Named Scott on Amazon Prime, and of course Central Intelligence on Hulu and HBO Max, because Max is no longer Max. We are back to HBO Max. Surprise, surprise. All right, Nick, where can our lovely audience, both listening and watching, find you at home on the socials?
Man, you can find me right here at the Genre of Your Life podcast. Umbrella term is Midway Avenue Productions. And if you wanted to follow me on my personal social, it will be on Instagram at Ahmad Johnson 98. And of course, and most importantly, right here in your heart. Yeah. I'll be with you always. Just call my name. I'll be there.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Say my name 4 times in the mirror. Turn the light off for 3 seconds. Flip it back. Then I'll be right there. Yeah.
Say my name. The real Candy Man, but not Candy of Joy. I will say that Candy of pure love.
I do love candy though, and I got the cavities to prove it.
You have a sweet tooth. I know that. I do that.
Y'all should have seen me when I was a kid. I'd be eating candy for breakfast, literally. It was disgusting. I'm like, and then I would brush my teeth.
What did he go? Was he going role models? I'm gonna do a train on the chicken fingers. I'm going.
Oh, fuck, I gotta watch role models again.
I texted you today on Instagram that the thing of he goes let's go reindeer games. I'm not Ben Affleck. You white. You Ben Affleck. I am white.
Bro, because we're seeing like a trailer for role models for like some that we're trying to watch, and then like it was just like one like random fucking like Saturday or whatever. We went to the movies. We're like, yeah, 2 tickets to fucking role models, please. And long story short, that's not the type of movie you want to see with your mom.
Oh my gosh.
It was very uncomfortable.
We were 10 years old too.
Bro, yeah. It was funny, but and I have not seen this since. So I would love to like watch it again.
I was watching it. If you watch it, I have it on Blu-ray. Let's watch it.
Cause we gotta finish Goodfellas. So we gotta
Goodfellas, yeah.
And Entourage and Goodfellas. So we gotta make it like a feature. I guess technically a triple because Entourage as well.
Let's do it. I'm game.
Hell yeah.
Like this amazing man right here, one of my best friends in the world, you can find me, of course, every week here on the best podcast with the best co-host, the John of Your Life. We are so grateful for you all for being here with us every week, tuning in. If you're new to the show, welcome. You can find me on my personal page on Instagram at The Young Jones. You can find me on Twitter or X at Capri Sun, Capri _SON. You can find the show socials on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Midway Avenue Productions. Like I said, most of our heart is definitely on our podcast page as well as YouTube and Instagram. We're trying to get back into TikTok for sure, but again, more of you come from us. More of you come to us from Instagram and TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. Sorry, which I hella appreciate. But again, all one word, Midway Avenue Productions. Go to our link tree, find some amazing films that Nick has made as well as Moses has made. There are amazing articles that they've been part of. Moses' website, some other kind of miscellaneous links on there. But of course, you can find me here with the two of the best co-hosts, two of the best friends in the world, every week here on the John of Your Life podcast. Thank you all again for tuning in this week. Hope you have a great end of July. We are zooming on through, the summer movie season, but we still got a lot more to cover for you all and talk about from Fantastic Four to Naked Gun to Weapon. So we're just getting started. Nobody 2 in a few weeks. You and I are seeing. Man, we have a lot more in store for you all, and we're just ramping up again a very healthy and very happy summer movie season of course at the theaters. Until then, guys, stay cool, enjoy the summer, go to the movies, get a big popcorn, get a big ice, get a big drink, enjoy yourselves. But more importantly, we'll see you here next week. And of course, as always, we will see you guys at the movies.